Hey everybody, so I'm working on something special today. One of my goals, whether it be right away or the near-ish future BMW, is I'd like to try and simplify my life some. One of the problems with that is,
in a quarter mile, turn left onto Illinois 7 South, West 9th Street.
Getting interrupted by the GPS. One of my problems with that is I own currently something like 15 vehicles. So I need to start getting rid of some vehicles. And I gave one of my vehicles away to a friend of mine, and that's what this video is going to entail. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit here. I'm running up to the auto parts store. I feel bad because I thought the ignition switch was inside the vehicle and it's not. So I searched Napa and Advance Auto Parts and found an Advance Auto Parts that's like 5 miles away that supposedly has the ignition switch in stock.
Continue on Illinois 7 South for 1 mile.
So I'm gonna go there and see if they have it. And I was actually arguing with him. He's like, I'll just wait and I'll order one. And I'm like, dude, no. Advance Auto Parts says they have one. I'm gonna go find you an ignition switch. So he tried to tell me not to go, but I went. Alright, well, when I get back over there, if he'll let me, I'll introduce you to him. I'll introduce you to the vehicle, and we'll share with you his plans and why I chose to give it to him.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Illinois 53 North South Independence Boulevard.
And you Illinois residents listening along, you probably figured out exactly where I'm at right now just by listening to my GPS. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so he doesn't know I'm doing this. Well, he knows I find the ignition switch. There's the ignition switch. But I bought him battery cables and a new battery. Claude, I know you've been watching this. I know you're going to tell me that I shouldn't do this, but you deserve it. Alright, let's get back over there. Here are my undisclosed outside storage location. None of these are mine, except for that guy. The big guy up there is mine. And some stuff over there is mine. So, this is a 1967 Dodge P300 Classroom. It's actually titled as a Classroom. It was a small town in South Missouri had it. They bought it while...
Nevada.
Say hi, Claude.
Hello. Nevada, Missouri.
Nevada, Missouri. A small town bought it to... Basically, they made it their original classroom while their school was being built. So this was their classroom, and it's actually titled as a 1967 Dodge Classroom, or a mobile classroom. So it's pretty cool. It's got like 10,000 original miles on it. Me and another buddy went and picked it up for himself and towed it back here. He was going to use it for his business. He does mid-century modern like shows. Like, you know, sells mid-century modern furniture with his wife, but that just never came to fruition. I ended up with it on a trade deal, and I've just been using it for storage. But Mr. Claude here, Claude, why don't you introduce yourself?
I am Claude, proud owner of this new van.
and what are your plans for it?
I hope to, well, at least get it running, driving firsthand, and then to make it into a little tiny house.
Tiny house slash workshop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tiny house workshop. travel around for a little while. And
What's the name of your business?
it's Claude's Welding Creations.
And he does awesome work making mostly like cabinet hardware and
Cabinet handles,
furniture.
furniture.
So,
I do a lot of automotive stuff.
so
Basically anything.
and
Metal and welding.
he's been bugging me for like 5 years now. Every time I get an old step van, he shows interest in it. Not everybody has, you know, extra money, so I had an extra van. Claude's brother-in-law of one of my best friends, so he's a good guy. I had this extra van I wasn't doing anything with, and I ran the idea past my buddy Sean, and he's like, yeah, I think Claudia would go for that. So I told him about it, and here we are. He's the proud new owner of a 1967 Dodge Mobile Classroom. So I think he's gonna try and get it started today. So I just picked him up a couple battery cables, a new battery, and the ignition switch. I don't know where the ignition switch went out of here. I know my buddy lost the keys for it, and we must have taken the ignition switch out trying to get a key made or something. It did run and drive when we picked it up from Missouri, so I'm confident he'll be able to get it started relatively easily. But I need to get going, so Claude does have a YouTube channel, and I think he's going to try to showcase this build on there. And I think he's going to need some motivation. He's laughing.
Yeah, definitely need some motivation.
So I'll include a link to that in this video, so you guys can check his channel out and give him that motivation he needs. So I can't wait to see what he does with it. I really can't. So we'll see you guys later.
All right, bye. See ya.
So that is Claude, and I am super excited to see what he's able to do with that van. I really am. I think between my buddy and myself, I think we've had it like 6 years now, and neither one of us has done squat with it. So the thing is pretty much rust free. It's got 10,000 original miles on it, and it's just a blank slate for, you know, someone to do as they please with. Now, you can fit a car inside the thing. It's a pretty big size. So I think Claude is super excited about it, I can tell. So he's a good kid. I call him a kid because I've known him since he was like 12 years old. he's probably pushing 30 at this point, but I've known him a long time. So he deserves good things to happen to him. Let's just put it that way. So I will include a link to his channel. You guys can go check him out. And another BMW. Hey, offer him a little bit of motivation, because I think he's going to do great with this thing. When he was 15 or 16, his first car was a Honda Civic that he bought off of another one of my friends. It needed a bunch of rust repair. It needed paint. It was in sad shape. Claudia, he did his research. He figured out the best way to approach everything, and he tackled it. And he did all the body work himself, the welding, you know, the rust repair outside. He didn't even have a garage to do it in. And he did I think it was a Rust-Oleum paint job, and he did like, you know, 5 or 6 coats of paint, and you know, rubbed it out, and the paint lasted. He did a wonderful job on it. Like, really, he did a really good job. Like, we were all proud of him. So, and he had that car for a while too, but so I see how he applies himself, and I see the end result when he applies it himself, and he's got a lot of potential. He's going to do great things with his life, I'm sure. So, whew, I gotta get home. So that's that. Pass it on to him. Let's see what happens. Well, see you guys later. Stay cool. It's hot out. I almost forgot the other part to it. Ooh. If you guys noticed, I have an older Ford motorhome sitting there also. I fully intend to use the chassis that's under that thing on an old truck one of these days. It's 90, I can't remember what year it is, 95 maybe. But it's the first year that they used the 7.3 Power Stroke diesel. It's only got like 120,000 miles on it. It was a one-owner camper, but the camper portion is water damaged, so it's not worth fixing as a camper. But the engine runs great. It's got a good trans, good rear end, good tires. Well, the tires were good when I bought it 3 years ago. Let's put it that way. But I intend to use the chassis and drivetrain for one of my own projects someday. I don't know what, but someday. So part of the deal with the Dodge van is I told Claude that he can take whatever he can use out of the camper to use on the on his tiny home build. So he seemed to be super excited about that. He went in and looked at it. He's like, "Oh my God, I could use this stove. I could use this refrigerator, this sink, this, that. Oh, geez, it's got a holding tank. It's got a water tank. And, oh, Jesus!" I'm like, oh, he was excited. It's got rooftop AC. He's gonna try and salvage off of it. So, all of that's of no value to me. I think I paid like $700 for the camper and drove it there. It's got a programmer on it, like a power programmer. It runs good. So I'm, you know, for what I have into it, I absolutely know, you know, it doesn't owe me anything as far as any of that stuff is concerned. There is a nice generator underneath it I'm probably going to keep, but hey, I'm excited for the guy, so let's see what he can do with it.